some questions. So my first question that I'm going to pose to you is from the lovely Holly's Army. So let me just dig it out. I did actually have it up and it's disappeared. Okay, ready. Most dogs are on non-steroidals when they are under veterinary care. How can we make that safer without doing harm?
So if you still question non-steroidals, then the safety, what people get concerned about, they all hear stories. Oh, my old dog got diarrhea with Metacam, or my old dog didn't tolerate this or that drug, or I'm worried about liver. So that I would be the most questions I get asked about non-steroidals. And sort of in herbal medicine, we have got a few things that we can use for these exact scenarios where, yes, I want this dog on non-steroidals, but this is a 13-year-old Labrador with intermittent gut issues. How are we going to help this? I was like, that's fine. I haven't got a problem with giving Metacam, but I will hold this dog underneath with herbs. So one of the first herbs that we would use for that is, we would want to line the stomach and the gut. Yeah. And so perhaps we can use for that is slippery elm, which is the inner bark of a tree. And it's a very safe herbal medicine because it actually is rather than a pharmaceutical action, it's a local reaction. It creates a mucilage, which is a kind of layer of sticky stuff that sort of acts as a demulcent. It's also slightly sweet. It helps with any gastric ulcerations. And the only side effect you might have that it might interfere with the absorption of drugs. So if you say you give Metacam in the morning, what I often say, well, 2 hours later or 2 hours before, you give a little bit of slippery elm in some wet food, because you have to always give it with food, and that will sort of protect your stomach and your bowels. The problem with slippery elm is that it's a bark, it's the inner bark of a tree, and if you strip the bark, the tree really takes years to recover. So it's a kind of, there's some sustainability issues about that. So a lot of us herbalists will use marshmallow root instead. The marshmallow root is potentially more aimed at respiratory tract. So kennel cough, marshmallow root syrup would be perfect to soothe a kennel cough. But we can actually replace slippery elm with marshmallow root, and it's the root of the plant. And it's a 2-year-old root, so it's got quite a fast turnover, so you don't have sustainability issues. And again, it's a very safe kind of way of supporting an animal. Again, too much of something can cause diarrhea, so I always say to clients, start low, make it into a paste or put it in some wet food, and make sure that you check what comes out the other end. If it gets a bit loose, you've done too much of the kind of demulcent mucilage. We sometimes use it for constipation. So, it's got that kind of thin line that you need to find. And the nice thing is it's also quite sweet. So a lot of my herbal remedies, I will add some marshmallow root because it sort of makes it a lot more palatable for